see if this starts up properly this time. Last time, it did not go well, and it just showed a black screen, which is definitely not what we're going for. Man, this is no bueno. It looks bad again. Let me see if I can mess with the buttons a little bit, and if it'll help anything. Try that. It doesn't seem to have been major whatsoever. But here, yeah, now, I'm gonna try switching some things. Can anybody hear me out there? Is the voice working? Guys, we've got a real situation here. So on my screen, I can see my EverQuest window, no problem. Ah, there it is. I have no idea why it took so very long to load. Okay, well, we seem to be good to go. I don't think that anything that I did helped. It just, for some reason, it just took a whole minute for it to register that we have action here. But that's okay. We'll move forward as is. Alright, well, as I was getting to earlier, they've made some updates to the game, obviously, because today is that day. And so, I'm gonna go check in Column Gate again and see if Narin's brother has miraculously, or his corpse rather, has miraculously appeared since the last time I was there. I have some tiny degree of hope because they were definitely doing some updates on this server. And just looking at what they said, the ones that they announced on here was corrected an issue that prevented feature:"weapon auras from applying the feature to accounts on Origins servers. I had heard people saying that the weapon aura wasn't working. It's I think that was something that was very concerning to a lot of the people in the server. So it's cool that they were able to get that fixed. More importantly, possibly to the gameplay, however, is that ShadowKnights were having an issue where they were not getting their tainted essences from caress spells, which is extremely important for ShadowKnight, as many of you know. And so they've now corrected that issue. So, ShadowKnights, your caress spell should now give you your tainted essences that you're supposed to get. So, definitely check that out as soon as you can. Now, this is, clearly another highly important update here, which is that the Rockhound Panda EverQuest now correctly refers to Icefall Canyons, Cavern Shredder. So, there you go. Those are the updates that were mentioned as having been done today during their shutdown. Now, they did not mention the Narin's brother's body. But I feel like there is some degree of possibility that update snuck in there anyway. So, that's my goal here at this moment. I won't say it's my goal of the day, but it is certainly my goal at this moment because I've had this Narin heirloom quest in my journal for a little while now. I really, really like to move forward with that and figure that out, and also to create your advice as Gearizon, which is reliant on having done an heirloom. It would be cool to be able to update the Windrush Dagger as well, and it's unfortunate that I ran out of town without grabbing it to check and see if they updated. I don't know, there's some possibility that got fixed along the run. Who knows? It wasn't mentioned, it doesn't mean it wasn't fixed. Actually, I'm gonna grab this ring from Column Quest while I'm over there too, because I'm a sucker for punishment. And he's probably gonna have me go kill giants, but he may have me go kill solids. We'll find out. Exciting things like this can't be guessed.
We appreciate you slaying those dark entities. It's made the area a lot safer.
It is no trouble. Any luck finding the ones that are responsible for killing the men?
All my digging for information led me to discover an occult group that I thought was responsible for killing my supply runners. I didn't find any evidence linking them, but I did discover their devious plan to terrorize the local settlements.
The threat to the local population is definitely not a good thing.
I agree. I feel we must stop these dark entities before they harm any more of our people. Will you go on one more mission to defeat these fiends?
I'll take care of those dark creatures like I did the other ones. And it's giants. I thought it probably would be, but you never know. I'm gonna grab this mineral on the way by and see if he has a lot to repair. He's so fast though. I mean, he does good work, and he does it quickly. You know, how can we complain about that? It's, lovely wood. It's lovely wood. Don't think I have anything that I need to turn in over here. That's the Cauldron Hollow entrance. This is Vortex Mystics that are rarely there and that don't want to update when you are there. Oh god. Don't leave that. The Dragoon Funeral Pyre.
Well met.
And Dragoon Kane, who I have to protect from his attackers. I think that I need to get with some of my guildies and make sure that they've gotten to that step as well and kind of go through that. I know that last I was aware, at least one of them is still working in the owlbears. So it's gonna be a whole minute before they catch up to this step, but it's something we should definitely look into because it's a good heritage quest to do. I like doing heritage quests, you know me. But this one is Shiny Brass Halvey. Great repair tank. If you're not a tank, well, you still get a lot of status points for it, so nothing wrong with that. And if you're into house items, you know, you always get the decorative house item. But here we go. Onward to the common ones, so that we can then get into Fallen Gate. Hopefully, Vital Narin's brother's corpse is just going to be hanging out there in the hallway in its usual manner, and we can finally get that quest updated. It's questionable, but hope springs eternal, and it could happen. So we shall see. In the meanwhile, over here to the left, you see these Shadow Drift Watchers and all those. The Shadowed Men standing around. Yeah, they got some lions here and there. So anytime you see those in one of the Shadowed Land zones, like level 35 heroic Shadowed Men and Shadow Beast type stuff going on, if you clear all of that stuff out of the way, then you will have a portal spawn. And that portal leads to the Obelisk of Lost Souls. So you can enter that through, you know, Shattered Land zones. And so, it is, I believe that the entryway critters in there started around level 36 in the triple up heroics. So, be aware of that before you go in. They are, you know, nasty critters in there, lots of them. But it's a pretty good zone. It's got some quest lines. You have to unlock doors to move from one level to the next. You get sent in there for a few different quests throughout the game. And so, good times. And now, I've got to go down this direction, and I'm going to turn right at this hallway, I guess. I don't know what you want to call this, but this thing, turning right. And then right around the corner over there, we're going to hope it's right there. Should have been right here, really. Sadly, the body is not here, but we're going to check in a few other places and make sure it's not hanging out somewhere a little unusual. Because I definitely, I want to check thoroughly. It would be super cool if they had fixed this, but it looks like it escaped from this round of fixing this, because it would definitely be in this area. Can't imagine that it would be anywhere else. I have gone over the entirety of Fallen Gate trying to find his body, and I'm pretty sure that it's just broken. I think I did a bug report on it. Maybe I didn't, because there already was one out. But yeah, he's not here. Sad times. Now, if only I had, checked on that stylized dagger. But, oh well. Didn't do it. Apparently there's an ad break in progress. I did see that right there. I'm a little late to the party on that, I suppose. Well, that's a shame. In that case, whatever shall I do? Do or die, says Arizon. See this? Help Vital Narin, then return to Edmund. If I've already helped her before, I'll say a quick hello to her before I return to Edmund. Sadly, I have not already helped her before, because her quest is not up to it. Now you'll note I got that on the 13th of October. Vital Narin's quest is going to show up here in Heirloom, and I got that on the 26th of October. So this quest has been broken since at least, and see, the 26th is when I refreshed it. So I decided that maybe the quest was broken and that it would be fixed if I refreshed it. So I deleted it from my journal and went and picked it back up. I don't know what day I had picked it up initially. I would like to say that it was the 11th, the first day that I picked up the Narin Heirloom, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that I got it before I got Druidai, says Earzone. So it's been about a month, and Vital Narin's brother does not show up yet. So I don't know if I do know that it was bug reported. You can find that on the forums. But yeah, as to when they'll get to it, I have no idea. Now, so, that in mind, let's see here. Trade skill XP is at 83.3%, and the trade skill vitality is at 9.4%.
Hello.
Just as a reminder to everyone, we are currently getting a 14% bonus on Origins. I'm going to actually write that in chat so that it's clear. 14% bonus on Origins. And that's for the next 6 days. That started yesterday. We're in this for a week, so it's a good time to do some leveling if you want to do that in adventuring, or if you want to do that in trade skilling. Definitely a good time for it. So I think, I want to say that from my understanding at least, that's the biggest XP bonus that they've given out on Origins since it started. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. So if you're interested in that, now is the moment. Now I applied for the EverQuest 2 content creator program. and that was probably a few weeks ago now. And I looked, and apparently it can take between 1 and 2 months for them to get back to you on that. You know, I have no idea how that'll go, because I am new to streaming relatively compared to other people. I believe I've been doing it about a month now, which, like I said, I understand that that's pretty young. So I don't know if it'll be something that I could have any reason to expect any kind of response from, but I look forward to finding out what they say one way or the other. And if nothing else, finding out if it's a rejection, you know, what the reason is. If it's just because I'm new, yeah, I totally get that. But if it's something else, then it'll give me the opportunity to learn from it. So, you know, really can't lose. Hopefully, we'll find out something in that regard at some point within the next, I guess, month. Well, probably a month and a half. Because, like I said, I think it's been probably 3 weeks since I've put in my application for it. And again, novice to all of us, so I don't know, you know, don't know anything. But I'm learning, you know, picking it up and putting in the effort to figure out how all this is done. I see that I have many folks out there harvesting. Let's see who all's in enchant. That's 17 players in enchanted lands right now, so that's a reasonable number. The fact is, I really don't need the things from this zone as much personally. I just thought as I was going through here to get to Rivervale, which is the tier of things I do need to gather, that I would go ahead and grab some of these harvests along the way for the old guild depots, you know, which was working out fairly well. Finding a good number of things along the way to pick up. And hopefully it'll be just that much more for them to use. People of that level, that is. I don't know that a lot of it is stuff that people will necessarily need because I see numerous pieces of wood, for instance. I feel like we have a good quantity of wood. I doubt that the crafters who need the wood need that much wood is what we have. But that's okay. It won't hurt to have a little extra. And on the plus side for those, and oh look, it's Grinder again. Grinder was here like yesterday when I was gathering. He was gathering along with me, him and one other person. Let's see. And that's just me and Grinder right now. Poor old Grinder is only level 13, I noticed. So I'm gonna try to be a little conscious of that and give him a little room over here with the most non-aggro area. And then I'll come over here with just slightly more dangerous. Hey, Mr. Jelly, how you doing? That way he'll be able to pick up some stuff without as much risk. So how's it going with you this morning? And what are you up to and all that? It's not morning for you, of course, but for me, morning for me. It's actually just turned noon for me, but counting it. Just got home from work. Let's see. What have I been doing? I have no idea what I've been doing. You didn't ask what I've been doing, but I'm going there. I have been, rather, looking at the updates. I don't know if you have a ShadowKnight, but if you do, you're going to be excited to hear that the caress spells now actually create the tainted essences that they're supposed to. So, working as intended now. Haha, I see now you've asked what I've been doing. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I was looking into that. Actually, there was a whole situation when I first started trying to stream this morning, where it was just showing a black screen. And I tried restarting the game, and that didn't help. And then I tried restarting the computer, that also didn't help. And then I started trying to mess around in OBS and fix things. And I don't think that anything I did actually helped. It just suddenly popped back into existence, but it didn't seem to be actually related to my efforts. So I don't have any idea when it did that. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. But technical difficulties abound. So who knows? So you just got home from work. That means time to eat some supper, huh? Now here's a question for you. Supper and dinner, two words that are often used interchangeably, but some people actually mean different things with the two words. Which one do you say? Supper or dinner for your evening meal? Or something else entirely? Dinner slash tea. Usually say tea. Okay, now see, I thought tea was kind of an in-between thing, man. Like you have maybe you might have breakfast and then later have tea. I didn't realize it was interchangeably with dinner. And I guess the other question is, when you have tea as your nighttime meal, do you necessarily have actual tea, or do you just call it tea? Is there always tea involved? Or can you have tea without having tea? Inquiring minds need to know. I see I have interrupted poor old green guy over there. In spite of myself, trying not to, but I forgot about him. Oh, let's see. So, true, we do have supper, but it's not really a big thing over here. In some cases, yes, my parents always have a couple with their dinner. I think it's interesting that you say in some cases, my parents always have a couple with their dinner. Okay, maybe. So is that just like some people always have tea with their dinner? Does that work? But not necessarily everyone? I mean, I have tea sometimes with my dinner. It's a preference thing. Okay. Hot drinks with not. Okay, so I know that, in most places in the world, hot tea is how it's drank. But for like me, I'm not a big hot tea drinker. In fact, I'm pretty much not a hot tea drinker. I can do it, but I don't want to. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to be sipping on it and not liking it very much. My tendency personally is to have iced tea, which is a southern, southern United States thing mostly. But if you don't like the hot tea, you should definitely give it a shot because iced tea is pretty decent. No, I got there. I corrected both knots to hot because otherwise we've got hot drinks with not food is a no-no for me. And that's, I mean, it's a possibility, but I didn't think that's what you meant. So. They're getting me, so I'm gonna just aim and see if I can survive these dots. No, I can't. The dots got me. It's a shame. And that's why we're letting Gringar harvest over here. It's just one of those dots down level 12 or 13, whatever it is. Without any doubt. Have I taken advantage of the XP boost? Well, okay, so I guess that depends on what you mean by taking advantage of. I mean, I've used it because it's there while I'm doing things. I haven't gone out of my way to take advantage of it. I have done a little bit of crafting, and I think that crafting would be the way I would be most likely to take advantage of it personally, if I were going to. But then Ludo needed some giants last night for his wall rooks. If these boots were made for quest, and boy, that took a while. I mean, that was I want to say that was more than 1 hour for sure of giant killing. It wasn't fast giant killing. It wasn't slow, but it was definitely a lot. It's very tedious. And I think that I know that he did get 1 level off of it. I was mentoring him for that. So, I mean, in that I have helped a guildmate and it leveled that guildmate. In that way, I would say I've taken advantage of it. And also I've harvested, which was allowed, like Dark Hollow has done some writs and got some crafting XP that way, I would say. So, advantage personally, probably less so, but advantage as far as like the whole guild, yeah, I would say so. Looks like an ad is starting in 38 seconds. But I'm not personally super interested in going out and like, grinding dungeons or something like that to level up. I find that when you do something like that, what you've ended up doing is you get a lot of levels, and then you're behind on everything. You don't have the proper gear, you don't have the right amount of money that you should have at that level, you don't have the spells, and so you've gotten, say, 10 or 12 levels, and you're completely useless, and then you just end up having to go back and do things anyway, so I don't know. It's not my idea of a good time. But to each their own. How about you? Mr. Jelly says, nice. I think the trade skill side is probably worth finding more of the advanced adventure. Right. Yeah, definitely. Because when you use it to grind your rates going out, then you are using less materials to achieve the same result. So that ultimately means less time out gathering and more stuff for other people in the guild to also be able to use later. So I would say that yes, grinding the crafting is the better way to go for me. And I ought to do a little bit of that. I have 10% vitality remaining. It'll go a little quicker because of the XP bonus, uh, but I could use it certainly to get there. Haven't done it yet, but that doesn't mean I won't. You never know what I might do, right? Definitely trying not to pick up these random quests at this time. I only have room for 2 quests right now. Aha. Here we have another question. And see this? This is the same guild as Dawn's other characters in this. He has one character in that guild doing this, but somebody was asking yesterday about active guilds on here. I think that one is one that I see around sometimes, and I believe I played with the guild leader of that one the other day, because Dawn had invited him in. I can't really weigh in on though I don't know much about. Mr. Jelly says I'm planning to do the earring HQ, so if I can get a chunk of that done today, I'd be yeah. Patty's earring, yeah, for sure. But no XP kind of than trade stone. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm sitting, I'm gonna do some harvesting, allow other people to get some grinding in for sure at least. And maybe I'll get some trades going in here soon as well. Wonder where I'm at on the earring quest. Let's see here. Headings earring. Craft Hall in the Ruins of Arsoon. That's the step I'm on that. And you look at rares? I haven't really paid much attention. Maybe. Let's see. Not looking good on the rares. No, I would say not. Overall, 0. You know what? I'm just gonna run through there. Okay, right there. But I'm not really necessarily looking for those either. I'm just actually trying to get some stuff for the depots for people to use for leveling up, pretty much doing works and whatnot. But otherwise, I don't have anything in mind. at some point, I'll want to, you know, get the next bit of mastercrafted stuff. But I'll have to level my character up to a 48 jeweler before I can get the jewelry. Anyway, as to the rest of it, we have an armor smith who make me stuff. I don't know how many wares we have, but if I need to, I can buy some if that is a thing that I need to do. But you know, no real hurry. What level am I now? Let's see. Level 41. 41 and 31.2% in with 0.5% XP debt. Let's see, you said I get giddy when I get a rare. That's how bad it's become. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just kind of, you know, playing very casually. Not getting too excited about anything. I don't mind taking things easy, you know? The Dean look for the rare sparkling flower, right? Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, yeah. I have my things display on the top of my screen when I get them, so, you know, I could see it pop up right there. Don't normally care enough to notice. I might. Sometimes I do. But I might not too. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it all into the beaker anyway. I need the dopamine rush. Man. Oh, what's up? It's an interesting place to be in, huh? We have now picked up the adventures of Jorbo and Mappo, rather. Can't read, apparently. The book appears to be and see how I just said I wasn't going to pick up quests and see how I am? That's how this is going. This book appears to be the story about how two halfling children embarked on some exciting adventures. Unfortunately, most of the pages have been ripped out of the book. The title of the story is Adventures of Jorbo and Mappo. Entry 1. One day, Jorbo and Mappo decided to have an exciting adventure and visit far-off lands. Packing their bags, they told their moms what they were about to do. With a kiss to their forehead, both mothers gave the two boys their blessing. Now, I'm supposed to kill 10 corrupt thieves. Not what I'm about to do, however. Instead, I'm going to pick up another quest, you see. You find a stack of books covering the table. Examine books. The books stacked on the table all appear to be arcane research books. Someone must have been trying to research the source of the Nightblood invasion. It appears that the only way to learn about this enemy is to face the Nightbloods, and learn from the battles. Never slay them. Oh man, here we are, huh? Here we are, picking up quest after quest, and when I don't have room, is that the last one? It is. It's the last space I have. Oh man. Getting out the way of it. Shameful. Shameful, I tell you. Oh well. I actually have another one that I picked up and didn't look at because I knew I only had a couple of spots left. But I have it and I can read it later. This is how I console myself. Of course, I can always delete Do or Die Scissors on and the Narin Heirloom because those two can't update anyway. If only I could bring myself to do it. Keep thinking it's gonna be fixed, and then I can knock out both of the quests. Easy peasy. That has not been the case so far. Oh no, that's not good. I don't need any dark light pain weavers in my life right now. Wow, no bueno. I'm gonna just fan those guys off and keep going. How about that? And then if I can not be attacked for the next 2 minutes and 30 some odd seconds, good to go. Oh, look at that. See, there you go. It's a pickwork view. And excitement filled the room. I did not manage to not get attacked off one dot. I'm going to get attacked again, too. Possibly a third time. Indeed. Cannot go 2 minutes and 30 seconds without running into something. Oh no. Oh, this is only getting worse. Made it to safety. There's your dopamine rush right there.
As the overfiend wills. Oh.
The poor little halfling. He said he must do as the overfiend wills. I feel so bad about that, you know, like how can we really live with yourself just killing these, poor little individuals who don't even have a choice to be controlled, you know? What can we do? How can you, as a character, call yourself good aligned? You've been just out here slaying these poor, oppressed individuals. You have no choice to do it. But here we are, without any compunctions about it whatsoever, just perfectly fine with what we're doing. Like, we read a book, so we're like, those guys are bad, I don't kill them. They're corrupted after all. I mean, I get it, you're being attacked. Gotta do what you gotta do. At the same time, when you're not being attacked, you actually are like on a mission to go kill them. That seems to be a little shadier. If you're out running around just trying to do your thing and they attack you, well, yeah, sure, then you've got, like I said, you've got to kill them. They're after you, right? But I don't know about going out of their way to hunt them. It seems a little different. Feels like, I don't know, maybe hunt the person controlling them rather than possessed gals or whatever, you know? Just doesn't seem like they're willing participants in this. That's all I'm saying. Ad starts in 56 seconds. I looked at the timer up there and got killed. It's great. You see, Mr. Jelly, this is how I've been using the XP bonus to get rid of my XP debt. Alright, we got 4 people in here now. And none of them are level 12, so I now feel safe to gather the stuff in the easier areas and not have to worry about taking them for someone who could have trouble getting other instrument. It's good. All of the deer in the world are not one. They must have come over from the Thunder Steps. Probably they're hiding for all of the people that are trying to complete quest for his boots. I mean, that dude is giving out a lot of boots. You know, it feels like giving out isn't really the appropriate terminology, especially when Minty is the one who should be making the boots. And we're getting the surprise, so I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Of course, granted, they were the creature with carry the boots that he gives you, but I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it overall. That direwolf must have chased someone and been in the back. Probably better get the ones closer to those people first. That makes sense, since there's a clear area here. Making good progress. Pulling out my backspace here. That's happening. Oh. It looks like we've had a good lot of diamond dune clusters, so that's something. Seems to be what I've gotten more than anything else, actually. I didn't think I could get up there, but, you know, I hoped. I definitely get up all over here. Yeah, those guys were a little much. And there's the other question. Do I have any kind of poison in me? Probably not. Not looking like it. This is a terrible level of poison. I need some more. Ah, Jibba says, is it me or are the tube stems more rare than rares? Couldn't even get a stack after a 2-hour and had a stack. That's rough. Make sure, Jibba, that you are using the harvesting tools. And Tonica, if you're at least level 20, you can use the ash harvesting tools, and that'll decrease your harvesting by 0.5 seconds per harvest. Actually increases your amount of all in a given amount of time significantly. Also, welcome to the chat. Another thing to do is clear the same area. Like, pick a little section and just continue to clear that area of everything that's there. And that way you'll spawn there of everything that you want. This character is currently using the Briarwood, which is level 30 stuff for harvesting, which decreases harvesting time by 1 second, which of course with a node you're harvesting at least 3 times, and so you get at least 3 seconds less to clear and to finish that node than you otherwise would. I need to get the next tier up here pretty soon. Jibba, are you on Origins, or are you playing on Live, or are you doing one of the other TLEs? Out of curiosity. That fish definitely just swung up on the land to get me on. It's crazy. Jibba says I'm on Origins. I played at launch, but talked at Digital Planes. 50 to 60 is a slow grind. I'm back and doing the grind. Oh, okay, you know that they came out with Fallen Dynasty recently, so you can actually, at those levels, you should be able to go pick up quests in the village of Shin, over on the Isle of Mars. So that ought to help. And right now, starting yesterday, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a 14% XP bonus, so perhaps that'll help it be a little less grindy. I have heard there's like an XP wall at around level 50 to 60, like you're talking about that. Desert of Flames was definitely not my favorite expansion person. Okay, jumping on for the XP, bonus XP later, doing the grind this weekend. I know people have been talking about Nazara since it came out, and I suppose people are having difficulty with it or something like that. Mr. Chili, I got a ruby. Look at that. I know. But yeah. I haven't done it myself. I'm only level 41 so far. And so, no ability to go into Nazar. Well, I could probably not go into Nazar, but, didn't get much done in there, I'm afraid. Let's see, I really want to shine this. Jabba says if you need a healer, you can hit me up. I want that. I don't know, 56. Oh, that's done. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Also, same goes the other direction. If anybody needs help with anything in Origins on Anashti Sul, do let me know. And if I'm available, I'll come help with anything really. If I've got the time. Yeah. And I don't mind being time either, so yeah. Feel ya. So have you been working on most of the sinking sand stuff? Over clearing those towers? A lot of people seem to be doing that. All over the place. You guys are playing solo stuff, but spend time trying to team plus Tinder, treatables for some fun. I went up to Tenebrous Tangle, maybe a week ago and did some harvesting. But I haven't started any of the quest lines there or anything. Because, I mean, obviously I can't. Too low level. They won't even offer anything yet. too bad. So yeah, that says I have to go back and do all the load-up stuff for the AA. Had a blast in Stormhold, so that's bad. Nice. Yeah, I think I've done most of the Stormhold stuff. Thank you for the follow. I think I've finished most of the stuff I can do in my level at Stormhold. I still do need to go into Tomb of Valor and pick up an update for restoring Ghoulbane in there and just complete that instance. But otherwise, I've pretty much covered Stormhold. I haven't done the book quests in there yet from the Sage. I did do Halls of the Dead Creature catalog. I did do that one. But I haven't picked up any of the books from the Sage of Ages. Or the Sage Inn, sorry. The Sage in South Peninsula. I like to do marriage quests first. Yeah, marriage quests are great. Let's see. I have currently. How many do I have running? Okay, so I have 13 heritage quests running at the moment. Strange Black Rock, Connects from the Past, Dragon Command of the Thexians, Hidden Zillion, and Listening Masks, Stilettos Workers Under Septic, Restoring Ghoulbane, Boomby, Stolen Goods, Reaching Blade of the Assassin, The Stand of Morgoth, and Eye for Power, The Teachings of Glory, and Sleeping Souls. I did not pick up the Journey as Path to Fun yet, because I don't like that one, and I don't really see any point to picking it up until I'm ready to do it. But I like to do all the quests, not just necessarily heritage quests. Heritage quests are especially good though. Because, they give you the status and all that. And it takes 498,000 status points to buy a crafting table for the house, and our guild house still lacks many of the crafting tables, so yeah. You've never done the running quest? Wow. I have done it many times. It's not my favorite. It's a good one because of the boosts that you get, but, just not really my cup of tea,
I must do as the overfiend wills.
Those poor halflings are after me then. They know not what they do. Jabba says, every time I see the purple feather, I must escape. And Moore's like, nope, not today. Well, that's how I've been with it on this server so far. I'm just like, nah. Not interested. I should go do it. I'm currently, my journal is full, so it's a good excuse. I just filled it up a little bit ago. Finished those last few spaces off, unfortunately. It was just so hard to resist because they were, they're the kind of quests that are in static locations, and I happen to be in that location. Well, I guess I'll pick it up. Plus, it's fun ones to read aloud, so. I just really dislike it a lot. It's, running around is all fine and well, but, the whole quest to run from this location to that location, the other location, and okay, by the way, you're timed. Oh, yes, and there's aggro, and it's everywhere. Uh, I don't know. I used to start it at level 20 when I would be over there. And then I realized there just isn't really any reason for it to take up this room in my journal, because my journal is constantly full. So if it's a quest that I'm not going to be able to do completely for quite some time, like that one, then I don't really know if there's a much purpose to picking it up than just taking up that slot. I see it sitting there and I think, yeah, I'll do that. Just not yet. Your Not Today has gone on for 20 years though, so you've really stuck with it harder. You've done great. Yeah, I better do this, because there's just aggro everywhere and they're just gonna keep on, because I'm gonna keep on running through. Jorbo says, I played at launch. My college roommate was like, try this out. First MMO ever, so I have this connection with it. I'm in a similar circumstances. My ex-husband was the one who, I guess, got me into it in a way. He was convinced by some co-workers to get the game. And it was a big thing because we had no money. We had a little boy and he was both in college. And we just did not have money at all to purchase the game, much less to pay a membership fee. And I was very against it. He was dead set on it. And finally he did. And I remember I was very very unhappy about the whole thing. So I was like, oh yeah, we get this game now. You got to download all this stuff for 20 years and all this, and our internet, we had dial up back then and all that, and it was just terrible. And then it loaded in, and it was this trailer that I don't know if you remember. I'm sure you do, but it was this awesome trailer. We can layer in Nintendo Bill. For anybody who has not seen that trailer, that's very first thing that came on the screen back then. It was so cool. And it was really well done. And the music and everything. And at the end it goes, EverQuest 2, where adventure comes along. And I'm like, that is amazing. It's really good. And then it loads in and it's the boat and it's got this awesome music. And I'm just like, okay, I gotta try this. And that was my first MMO experience as well. So, and then ended up making a character on his account, and very, very cool game that we really, really, really couldn't afford. But there you go. He said, I had this on dial-up and I went home after the semester. The updates for torture. Well, no, just zoning, all right? Zoning was torture. I literally remember, so of course, again, very, very poor. And so our computer was just horrible also. It was just barely could run the game at all. And so we would click to zone and I'd actually go and like do dishes and come back and then like there we are. Or would start some laundry, you know, and then come back and it would be finally loaded in. Or would be maybe almost loaded in if it was starting laundry, so you know, I'd come back and maybe it wasn't loaded in yet. It was incredible. But it was such a good game that it was worth it. So oh no, listen. Okay, so about the graphics, I see you said I remember having to turn off most of the graphical settings just to run the game. Alright, so my computers have often not been great because again, money is a thing and it's a thing I don't have a lot of most of the time. And so what I would do is I would turn the graphics to where it's the lowest settings, so it's high performance, very high performance. And hey, Bugajor. And so I would have it as low as it could be, and then I would go in and turn down the settings after that to make it even less performing than what the or less graphics than what the highest performance lowest graphics setting was. And I did that for many years. It was so funny. I'd be running along, we'd be doing a quest with group mates and things, and they'd be going, oh, hey, you know, click on this right here. And I would go over there and I would say, I don't see that. And they would say, no, no, it's right here, you know, right directly here. And I'd go look, I would see nothing. And what I would have to do is like mouse around until my pointer turned into a hand or whatever, so that I mean, that was obviously the place to click. So it was very, very interesting. A lot of things just weren't there on my screen. Let's see if we got this little spammer guy I'm gonna knock out real quick. And then Jibba Jabba says, when I got big people money finally, I got a decent PC, and first thing I did was turn on Flora. See, I don't even like Flora. I don't have it turned on right now because, in my opinion, it gets in the way of me seeing things like, you know, the harvestables and especially shinies. That was the first thing I ever turned up, and it was you know, the viewing of particles from a distance and things like that, so that I can see shinies. That's really the most important thing for me to see. And then Burgajoa says the running quest is easier if you use the griffins. Well, yeah, absolutely, definitely. And of course, the better you're familiar with the griffin routes, the better that goes for sure. I think I've run everything up. Yeah. Ah, shame. What a shame. This actually is the first computer I've ever had the graphics turned all the way up on. And you know what? I turned them all the way up, and then I went and turned off the flora. I remember, even like, I don't know, maybe two. It's hard for me to say exactly when, but at some point I started raiding with a particular group, and I remember so much of the time I would have to. So here's what I would do: I would have it turned down to the lowest settings. Then I would turn this like so, and then I would go all the way down where you're looking at the ground, and stand and just press the buttons like this, target through, whoever I was supposed to target through the tank or whoever. And that's how I played raids for a very long time, because I would have, all the particle effects off, all of it, like I said, turn it down to lowest and then customly turn it down more. And I would still have to do that. And it would still lag, and sometimes my computer would crash because, there's 24 people doing things, and my computer couldn't handle it. So, yeah, times. And Jibba says, no, not the floral. I swear the floral really isn't that great, but it's just the principle of the matter. Nah, not my cup of tea. It gets in the way of the, being able to see things, right? You got all those bushes and plants and, foliage. I do appreciate that I said bushes and plants and foliage. We've covered plants in many different words here. There's vegetation. Vegetation of all kinds.